Thomas the Tank Engine by Roland Audrey.
Yeah, it's kind of scary to think of my life if I had, like, say if this went tomorrow and I didn't hear it.
Thomas and the Truck. Thomas used to grumble in the shed at night. I'm tired of pushing coaches. I want to see the world. The others didn't take much notice, for Thomas was a little engine with a long tongue. But one night Edward came to the shed. He was a kind little engine. I felt sorry for Thomas. I've got some trucks to take home tomorrow, he told him. If you take them instead, I'll put coaches in the yard. Thank you, said Thomas. That will be nice.
My speech isn't that bad. They kind of take it for granted that I can hear everything. And then
so they asked their drivers next morning, and when they said yes, Thomas ran happily to find some trucks. Now trucks are silly and noisy. They talk a lot and don't attend to what they are doing. They don't listen to the engine, and when he stops, they bump into each other screaming, "Oh, oh, oh, oh! What is happening?" And I'm sorry to say, they play tricks on an engine who is not used to them. Edward knew all about trucks. He warned Thomas to be careful, but Thomas was too excited to listen. The shunter fastened the coupling, and then the signal dropped. Thomas was ready. The guard blew his whistle, beep, beep, answered Thomas, and started off. But the trucks weren't ready. "Oh, oh, oh, oh!" they screamed as their coupling tightened. "Wait, Thomas, wait!" But Thomas couldn't wait. Come on," he puffed, and the trucks grumbled slowly out of the siding onto the main line. Thomas was happy. Come along, he puffed. All right, down first, grumbled the trucks. They clattered through stations and rumbled over bridges. Thomas whistled, beep, beep, and they rushed through the tunnel in which Henry had been shut up. Then they came to the top of the hill where Gordon had stuck. "Steady, now steady," warned the driver, and he shut off steam and began to put on the brakes.
I love Starburst. I find this so relaxing.
We're stopping, called Thomas. No, answered the trucks, and bumped into each other. Go on. And before his driver could stop them, they had pushed Thomas down the hill and were rattling and laughing behind him. Poor Thomas tried hard to stop them from making him go too fast. Stop pushing, he hissed. But the trucks could not stop. Go on, they giggled in their silly way. He was glad when they got to the bottom. Then he saw in front the place where they had to stop. Oh dear, what shall I do? They rattled through the station, and luckily the line was clear as they swerved into the goods yard. "Ooh!" groaned Thomas as his brakes held fast and he skidded along the rails. I must stop! And he shut his eyes tight. When he opened them, he saw he had stopped just in front of the buffers, and there watching him was the fat director. What are you doing here, Thomas? He asked sternly. I bought Edward's trucks, Thomas answered. Why did you come so fast? I didn't mean to. I was pushed, said Thomas sadly. Haven't you pulled trucks before? No. Then you're a lot to learn about trucks, little Thomas. They are silly things and must be kept in their place. After pushing them about here for a few weeks, you know almost as much about them as Edward. Then you'll be a really useful engine. Thomas on the breakdown train. Every day, the fat director came to the station to catch his train, and he always said hello to Thomas. There were lots of trucks in the yard. Different ones came in every day, and Thomas had to push and pull them into the right places. He worked hard. He knew now that he wasn't so clever as he thought. Besides, the factory director had been kind to him, and he wanted to learn all about trucks so as to be a really useful engine.
And I don't know what I'd be like if I was there. Get on with it.
But on a siding by themselves were some trucks that Thomas was told he mustn't touch. There were a small coach, some flat trucks, and two queer things his driver called cranes. That's the breakdown train, he said. When there's an accident, the workmen get into the coach and the engine takes them quickly to help the hurt people and to clear and mend the line. The cranes were for lifting heavy things like engines and coaches and trucks. One day, Thomas was in the yard when he heard an engine whistling. Help, help! And the goods train came rushing through much too fast. The engine, a new one called James, was frightened. His brake blocks were on fire, and smoke and sparks streamed out on each side. They're pushing me, he panted. Oh, on, laughed the trucks, and still whistling, help, help. Poor James disappeared under a bridge. I'd like to teach these trucks a lesson, said Thomas the Tank Engine. Precisely, a bell rang in the signal box, and a man came rushing. James is out the line. The breakdown train, quickly, he shouted. So Thomas was coupled on. The workmen jumped into their coach, and off they went. Thomas worked his hardest. Hurry, 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 he puffed. And this time he wasn't pretending to be like Gordon. He really meant it. Bother those trucks and their tricks. He thought, I hope poor James isn't hurt. They found James and the trucks at a bend in the line. The brake ran and the last few trucks were on the rails, but the front trucks were piled in a heap. James was in a field with a cow looking at him, and his driver and fireman were feeling all over to see if he was hurt. Never mind, James, they said. It wasn't your fault. It was these wooden brakes they gave you. We always said they were no good.
It's never 100%. But knowing sign language is 100%.
Thomas pushed the breakdown train alongside. Then he pulled the unhurt trucks out of the way. Oh dear, they groaned. Serves you right, puffed Thomas crossly. When the men put other trucks on the line, he pulled them away too. He was hard at work, puffing backwards and forwards all the afternoon. This will teach you a lesson. He told the trucks, and they answered, Yes it will, in a sad, groany, creaky sort of voice.
What would you say to that little girl?
They left the broken trucks and mended the line. Then, with 2 cranes, they put James back on the rails. He tried to move, but he couldn't, so Thomas helped him back to the shed. The factory director was waiting for them. Well, Thomas, he said kindly, I've heard all about it, and I'm really pleased with you. You're a really useful engine. James should have some proper brakes and a new coat of paint. And you shall have a brand line all to yourself. Oh, sir, said Thomas happily. Now Thomas is happy. Thomas is as happy as he can be. He has a branch line all to himself and puffs proudly backwards and forwards with 2 coaches all day. He is never lonely because there is always some engine to talk to at the junction. Edward and Henry stop quite often and tell him the news. Gordon is always in a hurry and does not stop, but he never forgets to say boop boop to little Thomas. Thomas always whistles beep beep in return. And that was the story of Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas and the trucks, and Thomas and the breakdown train. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe and have a good day. Bye.